Okay. The the largest problem which causes the pollution of Mostar is probably the consciousness of the citizens of Mostar, who still did not develop a sense of the city being their own. So they do not have the sense of caring that they are responsible, that this is their city and that they are supposed to take care of it. So that's why we see a lot of garbage laying around. And the other thing is that such problems are not solved by the government, because there's a lot of political problems and divisions in the country, and especially in this town. There's a division between Croats and Bosniaks, especially and they live on separate parts of the cities, which also then kind of reinforces the pollution problem, because people they just don't care about the other half of the city, even though some people go there. So it is a big problem. So basically the main cause of that is the conflict that was there for years and escalated during the war in the 20th century, and then the people just lost all sense of hope that there might be any bettering for this city, and they don't care about the environment, and then they don't care about the people. There's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of discrimination, there's a lot of corruption, even though things are getting better. As you see, our school just a year ago, it got painted. It was pale white. Like 3 years ago, you could see the hole from the bullets from the war. So I would say that things are getting better, but we should get as many people as we can to make it faster and make it better, to make the youth have a nice future.
So coming to Mostar, the environment was one of the biggest things which struck out to me, both the beautiful mountains and this region which is located in, but as well the environment as in the trash and the things that are in the city. Now, it's a beautiful city with streets lined by trees and many parks, but people just can't seem to pick up their own trash. And so over the course of these 2 years, I've done quite a lot of work with the Environmental Council here, and we've organized community care days, also called Dan Brige za Okolic. And the purpose of those was twofold: to one, clean up different regions of Mostar, like the Parsons Memorial or over by the university, and also around Spanish Square where our school is, but as well to unite the people of Mostar around this idea of environmentalism, because it's so important to have a sustainable lifestyle. So when I first came to Mostar, there wasn't even a recycling company in the city. We had to call a company to come from Croatia, but now we can recycle paper and bottles actually in the city. So there's so much development that we're seeing. It's really great for us to work together with gymnasia students and as well students from the economics school and all over Mostar to have this student movement coming together around this really great idea of sustainability. As well, in the Environmental Council, we did other initiatives within our college, trying to raise awareness. So we did this one big event called a hunger banquet and a trash fashion show. So we had several of our art students from the school make some outfits and costumes out of trash that was picked up off the streets in Mostar, and then we made a fashion show here in the Spanish room with it. So that was one of the fun events that we've done during this year.
Regarding the young people in Mostar, I think that the biggest problem is that they don't have enough places to go out. Like there are just 2 or 3 clubs in every part of town, and that's the only place where you can meet people. There's no like open-mindedness when you're just in one place all the time. And I think it would be better if we could have more parties and more things to do with other people, like from different towns of our country and stuff. Regarding the ecology or the dirtiness of our town, I think it's really bad, because I remember people telling me that before the war, Mostar was one of the cleanest cities in Bosnia and Hercegovina, and now we have our river Neretva full of canalization and all dirty things that people just put in there and trash, and I think that's really bad because people can't go there in the summer, and it would be much nicer if the river was still clean and nice.
Okay, I think that ecology is definitely a very big issue in Mostar society and for young people in general. I think the biggest problem is that people are not aware of how much ecology impacts their lives and how important their environment is and how important it is to keep their environment safe and clean and sort of safe and just like good for them, because they're the ones living in the environment. And you can see a lot of people just like not caring, throwing cigarettes away on the streets and so on without realizing how much of an impact that is, or how much effort it takes for the cleaning man to pick all those little cigarette pieces up and clean them up and so on. And I think that just there needs to be a lot of awareness building on that, and to just let people know how much important for them it is to keep their environment clean, and how they can, with small steps, but which mean really a lot, how they can impact their environment and make it into a more constructive sort of place for them to live in. And I think in general that's maybe in the framework of young people, we can say that young people are often very unaware of how to treat the environment, of how to help themselves out and their environment out. And I just feel like they're the ones who have the most, like, physically, like, the biggest power and motivation that they can get. They can get the biggest motivation to go out there into the streets and and clean, but also just in general, after buying a chips bag or something, not after eating, and not to throw it away on the street, but just to take it and put it in the trash. It's a small thing that means really a lot.
I've been in Mostar for 2 years. I did an network college in Mostar. What strikes me most is to see every morning when I'm going to school, to see Neretva and all the garbage in it. For me, it's the responsibility of the citizens to actually take care of the Neretva and of the beauty that Mostar actually is giving to all of the people. My personal experience of why there is some kind of Mostar lacks of some kind of ecological, let's say, sources that we can that can help us to create and some kind of save this nature we have. One day I was eating a chocolate and I was going to the church, and I was walking I walked all through the Mostar. I crossed 2 bridges, and then I walked all the way to the end of the west side, and I didn't find a garbage bin so I can throw the paper away. So one of the major problems is that there are no garbage bins near us that we can actually leave our things there, and some of the people won't be that patient to take their garbage and walk around and start to find the bin. Also, today, it's really important to some kind of make a place for paper, for plastic bags, and for other garbage which cannot be recycled, so we can at least save something. Paper recycling is only possible, as far as I know, in my school here in UWC, and that's what really helped me to get to realize that we really need it. So maybe some kind of bins which will be specific for paper and for plastic bags that can be recycled, and that we can open a bit more places for recycling, or at least to get some organizations and that we can collect that paper and send it. That's and also maybe to make some kind of seminars or some kind of sessions where people or workshops where people could learn how to appreciate more the nature they have, and to appreciate more what we really and to some kind of get the idea of taking care of the nature around us. As a person coming from a really small place, I found Mostar as a place who gives much more opportunities for young people to have fun and to have a nightlife. But on the other hand, there might be not enough places where people could, go out, have fun, and stay until they want, and not be afraid that the cafe is going to close at 12 o'clock, or that they're not going to be able to enter, or that the music will not be good for them. For me also what's important is that there are some kind of cultural events. So I would like Mostar for me like somehow it lacks of having festivals, different concerts, or maybe some kind of shows or performances, especially let's say theater performance. As far as I know, there is not any of the open theater plays that we can go and actually watch some different shows or performances. So that would be quite helpful to have it. And just like to open more places where people can have fun, to do sports and to different countries, so they don't have to go to other cities or towns to experience that.